There comes a moment in life when everything feels heavy, when the weight of your responsibilities, your dreams, your expectations, and your silent struggles sits on your shoulders like a mountain, and you wonder whether you can keep going or whether this is where your strength ends. But let me tell you something powerful. Your strength has no end, your inner fire has no limit, and the truth is that you are far more capable than the world has ever allowed you to believe. You have walked through storms that would have broken others, you have faced nights where your tears were your only companion, you have carried battles inside your heart that nobody knew about, yet here you stand, breathing, fighting, hoping, and pushing forward, and that alone proves your greatness. You think your journey is slow, but slow does not mean failure. Slow means you are building something strong, something lasting, something extraordinary. Every setback you faced was not a punishment, it was preparation. Every delay was not rejection, it was alignment. Every disappointment was not the end, it was the universe redirecting you to something better than what you were reaching for. You carry a strength inside you that comes from pain, a wisdom that comes from mistakes, a focus that comes from survival, and a fire that comes from dreams nobody else believed in but you. And now life is asking you to rise a little higher, push a little harder, believe a little deeper, because the version of you that is emerging is more powerful than the version of you that struggled. You are stepping into a chapter where your confidence will return, your energy will rise, your clarity will sharpen, and opportunities will start flowing towards you, not because the world suddenly changed, but because you changed. You became consistent, disciplined, patient, and unstoppable. Do not underestimate the power of the small steps you take every day. Do not doubt the progress you are making just because it's not loud or visible yet. Trees grow silently, mountains rise slowly, and greatness is built quietly. This is your building season. This is your growth period. This is the time when your inner world is transforming so deeply that your outer world will have no choice but to reflect it. You are not late, you are not behind, you are exactly where you need to be. Every breath you take is proof that your story is not over. Every dream you hold is evidence that your future is calling you. Every challenge you face is shaping you into the warrior you were born to become. So stand tall, even if your legs are shaking. Move forward, even if your path is unclear. Believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Your moment is coming, the moment when everything you prayed for, worked for, suffered for, waited for, will finally begin to unfold. Keep going. You are closer than you think. You are stronger than you know. And you are destined for far more than you can imagine right now. This is not the end, this is the rise of a new you, a stronger you, a wiser you, and a more powerful you. Your breakthrough is not coming someday, it is building right now inside your courage, inside your persistence, inside your faith. So breathe deeply, stand proudly, and step boldly into your destiny. Your time is here. There is a point in every warrior's journey when the world thinks you are tired, defeated, broken, and ready to quit, but what the world doesn't see is the fire inside your soul that refuses to die, the strength that grows silently in the dark, and the determination that rises every time life pushes you down, and this fire inside you is the reason you are still standing today, even after everything that tried to destroy you. Your journey has been filled with moments that tested your heart, your courage, your patience, and your hope, but every test shaped you into someone stronger than your past, wiser than your mistakes, and braver than your fears, and now you are entering a stage of life where your setbacks will become setups for the greatest rise of your story, because you have learned how to survive the nights when your mind was heavy, how to move forward when your heart was hurting, how to believe in your future when your present felt impossible, and this type of strength cannot be taught. It is earned through suffering, through silence, through battles no one else could understand. You are not weak for feeling tired, you are not late for taking time, you are not behind for starting slow. These are the signs that you are human, but what makes you powerful is that you choose to rise every single time, no matter how heavy the journey becomes. Your dreams are not random. They are signals from the universe that your destiny is bigger than your circumstances, and the things you desire deeply are not impossible. They are simply waiting for the version of you who refuses to quit, the version of you who keeps going even when the world is quiet, even when no one believes, even when you feel invisible. The truth is that the universe always rewards persistence, it always honors effort, it always responds to courage, and you have shown all three again and again without even realizing it. Every time you tried one more time, every time you picked yourself up, every time you chose hope over fear, you were planting seeds of victory that are now beginning to grow beneath the surface. Your breakthrough is not far, your breakthrough is forming, building, aligning, and preparing itself to appear at the exact moment when you're ready to receive it. This chapter of your life is not about proving anything to others, it is about proving to yourself that you are capable of rising to levels you never imagined, living a life you once only dreamed of, becoming a person even your past self would be proud of. And no matter how slow the progress feels, remember this: progress is progress, movement is movement, and every small step you take is carrying you toward a future where everything you once prayed for will finally begin to unfold. So breathe, focus, trust the process, and keep going, because your story is not ending, it is just beginning, and the best chapters are still ahead of you. There comes a stage in your journey when you are no longer fighting the world, you are fighting the weaker version of yourself, the version that doubts, fears, hesitates, and worries, and this inner battle is the real challenge of life, because once you overcome yourself, no external force can ever stop you again. You have already faced enough storms to know that you were never meant to stay down. You have survived enough disappointments to know that life has bigger plans for you. You have felt enough pain to understand that pain is not here to destroy you, it is here to awaken you, sharpen you, and prepare you for the greatness that is waiting ahead. And even though your journey has been difficult, even though there were nights you cried silently, even though there were days you doubted whether you were strong enough to continue, you still chose to rise, and that choice, your choice to rise, is the reason your destiny is shifting. Your energy is changing, and your future is forming in your favor. The universe has been watching your struggle, the quiet tears, the silent battles, the way you kept going even when no one supported you, and now everything you endured is turning into fuel for a rise far more powerful than you can imagine. You are stepping into a time where your inner strength will become your greatest weapon, your patience will become your protection, and your resilience will become your identity. And the challenges that once terrified you will feel small, because you are no longer the same person. You have grown, stretched, expanded, and transformed into someone who understands their worth and refuses to settle for less. You may not see the changes physically yet, but the shift has already started internally, and internal shifts always manifest externally with time. Every moment you keep moving forward, even when you feel tired, you are rewriting your future. Every time you take one step instead of giving up, you are declaring to the universe that you are ready for your blessing. Every time you show courage in the face of fear, you are unlocking a new level of strength, and this strength, this inner fire, is what will take you to heights you once thought were impossible. So let the world doubt you, let people misunderstand you, let the journey be slow, none of that matters because destiny doesn't follow their opinions, destiny follows your effort, your belief, your perseverance. You were not sent here to live an average life. You were sent here to rise beyond your environment, beyond your struggles, beyond your circumstances. And this chapter is exactly where that rise begins. Trust your path, trust your timing, trust your evolution, because every part of your past was preparing you for this powerful version of you that is emerging now. Keep going, keep believing, keep rising. Your story is about to turn into something extraordinary. There comes a turning point in every warrior's life when the world expects you to stay broken, to stay defeated, to stay silent, but something deep within you refuses to accept that fate. Something inside you whispers that you were born for more, created for more, destined for more, and that whisper grows stronger every time you choose courage over fear, strength over weakness, faith over doubt, and persistence over giving up. This turning point is not loud, it is not dramatic, it is not visible. To others, this turning point happens quietly inside your soul, and that is exactly what is happening to you right now, a rebirth, a new rise, a new version of you forming through every struggle you've survived, every disappointment you've endured, every betrayal that forced you to stand alone, every failure that taught you resilience, every lonely night that shaped your spirit into steel. And now that steel inside you is ready to cut through every barrier ahead. Your pain has refined you, your setbacks have disciplined you, your heartbreak has softened your heart but strengthened your soul, and all the moments that once felt like destruction were actually reconstruction, breaking the weaker parts of you so that the strongest version of you could emerge. You are stepping into a stage where nothing will shake you the way it once did, because you have learned to stand even when your legs trembled, to breathe even when your chest felt heavy, to hope even when everything looked hopeless, and that kind of strength cannot be taught. It is born through fire, grown through struggle, and perfected through endurance. People may not understand your journey, they may not see the battles you've fought, they may never appreciate the effort you've put in, but it doesn't matter, because your destiny is not built on their understanding, it is built on your courage, your patience, your fire, and your refusal to quit. Life is not punishing you, it is preparing you, shaping you, training you for something bigger than anything you've dreamed, and the reason your journey has been so tough is because your purpose is huge, because your calling is powerful, because you are not meant for average, you are meant for greatness, and greatness is never given, it is earned in silence, crafted in pain, and revealed in time. This is not the end for you, this is the beginning of a new wave of strength, clarity, and purpose flowing through you, lifting you, guiding you, pushing you toward a version of life that will make every struggle worth it. So keep your head high, keep your spirit steady, keep your belief unshakable, because the warrior in you is not just alive, he is rising, he is awakening, he is becoming unstoppable, and your story is about to take a turn so powerful that even you will look back and say, every hardship was worth this moment. As Arav continued his journey, he reached a point where life tested him harder than ever before, and he began to understand that every person who rises to greatness first walks through storms they never expected, carrying weights they never asked for, and facing darkness they never prepared for. But the truth he finally realized was that breakthroughs never appear during comfort, they appear when you are almost ready to give up. When your hands are trembling, your heart is tired, and your mind whispers that maybe you're not strong enough, yet something inside you still says, try one more time, and Arav understood that this inner voice is what separates the successful from the forgotten, because the moment you choose to fight instead of surrender, the universe shifts, opportunities start to open, strength begins to grow, and life starts rewarding you for every moment you refuse to break. And as he walked under the heavy sky, feeling the pressure of all his failures, disappointments, and scars, he realized that nothing he endured was meaningless. Every pain sharpened him, every loss awakened him, every setback strengthened him, and every lonely night prepared him for a future where he would stand not as a fragile dreamer, but as a warrior shaped by fire, patience, and discipline. And in that moment, he whispered to himself that people don't fail because they are weak, they fail because they stop too early. And he promised he would not stop now, not after coming this far, not after surviving storms that could have broken him forever. And he felt a new power rising inside him, the power that appears only when your heart has been smashed but you still stand, when your plans collapse but you still rebuild, when your path becomes unclear but you still take the next step. And he understood that every great destiny begins exactly at the point where most people give up. And he smiled because he knew he had just crossed that point, and now nothing could stop the breakthrough that was coming toward him with the speed of destiny, because the moment you refuse to break, your life begins to break open in ways you never imagined. Arav walked through the quiet valley where the sky stretched endlessly above him, and in that vast silence he realized that the greatest battles in life are not won with strength, money, or support, but with belief, the kind of belief that stays with you even when life falls apart, even when people doubt you, even when your failures scream louder than your dreams. And as he looked toward the distant mountains, he finally understood that everything he ever wanted was on the other side of one simple decision: to believe in himself when no one else did, because belief is the spark that turns tired feet into unstoppable steps, broken hearts into powerful warriors, and lost souls into leaders who inspire millions. And he remembered how many times he waited for someone to encourage him, someone to support him, someone to tell him he could achieve greatness, but now he saw that no one was coming. He had to become his own motivation, his own supporter, his own strength, and he felt a new electricity rise inside him as he understood that belief creates momentum, momentum creates action, action creates discipline, and discipline creates results that no power in the world can stop. And as he walked further, the wind brushing against his face felt like a reminder that the universe only opens doors for those who have the courage to knock again after every rejection, to rise again after every fall, to believe again after every disappointment, because the world does not give victory to the lucky, it gives victory to the believers. And in that moment Arav promised himself that from now on he would not let doubt control his life, he would not let fear weaken his path, he would not let failure decide his future, because as long as he believed in his purpose, in his journey, and in the fire inside his soul, no obstacle could be too big, no delay could be too long, and no challenge could be too strong to stop him from becoming the person he was born to be. And with this unshakable belief rising inside him like a roaring fire, as Arav climbed the steep mountain path with the cold wind striking against his face, he felt every old wound, every past failure, and every painful memory echo inside him. Yet instead of breaking him, these memories began to strengthen him, because he finally understood that the pain he once feared was actually shaping him into someone unstoppable, someone unshakable, someone who no longer needed approval, validation, or permission from the world. And as he pushed upward step by step, he realized that the moments that hurt him the most were the same moments that awakened the strongest version of him, the version that could survive storms, walk through darkness, and rise even when everything inside him felt shattered. And he remembered how many times he begged for easier paths, how many times he prayed for reasons to keep going, how many times he questioned why life tested him so cruelly, until now. He saw that every test was building a power inside him that he never knew he possessed, a power that no one could take away, and as he walked further up the mountain, he understood that people who live comfortable lives never discover their true strength. Only those who have fallen, cried, lost, and been broken learn what real power feels like, and he felt something shift inside him, a transformation so deep that he knew he would never be the same again, because once pain becomes power, fear loses its control, doubt loses its voice, and the world loses its ability to stop you. And in that moment, Arav whispered to himself that he had survived too much to remain small, too much to remain silent, too much to remain afraid, and he promised that he would use every scar as fuel, every failure as wisdom, and every heartbreak as courage, because he finally realized that the strongest souls are not the ones who avoid pain but the ones who turn pain into unstoppable power. And with this fire rising fiercely inside him, Arav stepped forward with a new confidence. Knowing that the world could try to slow him down but it could never break a man who has learned how to convert suffering into strength, and as he reached higher toward the mountain peak, he understood one ultimate truth: once your pain becomes your power, your rise becomes inevitable. As Arav reached the edge of the mountain and looked down at the vast world spread beneath him, he finally understood that life does not transform when circumstances change. Life transforms the moment you decide to change, because every achievement he had seen others accomplish, every dream he watched others manifest, every breakthrough he admired in successful people began not with luck, or perfect timing, or special opportunity, but with one internal decision, the decision to no longer live small, no longer think small, no longer act small. And as he stood there breathing the cold air, he realized that for years he had blamed situations, people, timing, and destiny, when the truth was that the only thing he ever needed to change was his mindset, because the moment your mind shifts, your actions shift, your energy shifts, and your entire path begins to open in ways that feel almost magical. And he remembered how many days he wasted thinking he wasn't ready, how many nights he felt too broken to start, how many opportunities he ignored because he was afraid of failing again, but now he saw that staying the same was far more dangerous than trying and failing, and as he took a deep breath, he made a promise to himself that he would no longer wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is created by action, and he would no longer let fear make decisions for him. Because fear only exists to stop you from becoming who you truly are, and he understood that everything he wanted, confidence, success, peace, stability, growth, was waiting for him on the other side of a single decision, the decision to step forward boldly, even when he didn't feel ready, and he felt a new power rising inside him as he realized that every great life begins with that first step. That moment when you stop asking, what if I fail, and start asking, what if I rise? And with this new belief burning inside him, Arav stepped forward with a determination that shook his soul, knowing that from this moment onward he would not wait for signs, he would not wait for approval, he would not wait for confidence, he would create his destiny with his own hands, because he finally understood that the day you decide to change yourself is the same day the universe decides to change your entire